Alright, so this is going to be a second part to the video that I made about Nigel, who came into my life. Came towards me like 4 years ago. And I did just realise that my last video, not that I watched them back, because I probably wouldn't put anything up if that was the case. The audio seems to be messed up, so I don't know what's going on. Well, I know what's going on, but... So anyway, I just want to talk about all the weird kind of stuff relating to that, and how I think that this person's connected, directly connected, I might add. And this is weird because you never see these things when you're actually in it. Anyone will say when you're in a relationship, like, it's sometimes not until after that you pick up all these pieces and you're like, how the hell did I not even see what was right in front of my face? So he was definitely in communication with some other people, and I don't know if that was via an earpiece or, you know, the channeling stuff, because like I said before, these people have been watching me for 8 years, and halfway through that, when I started to, I don't know, I guess surprise them, they knew there was something going on. And these people went and trained, alright? Like, they spent money and trained to do all kinds of shit. So this situation with me is kind of local, or at least it was. I don't really know the specifics of all of that. I'm just putting down exactly what I know. I'm not going to, you know, go down any rabbit holes or go too far off the track here with speculation. So, yeah, just weird stuff like, yeah, I was drugged, obviously. Yeah, stuff being put in my coffee, not just the dosing, because I was complicit in that, you know what I mean? Like, he would offer me stuff to kind of calm me down or whatever. Not calm me down, but just like relax me, or, you know. But I'm talking about covert kind of stuff where I didn't even know about it. And I definitely think that I was poisoned as well, which my body just completely rejected. And he was shocked about that, and it's not even till after that I picked up the piece of that puzzle. He brings back a meal, home-cooked meal from his mum's place. A family thing, family gathering. And what was even weirder about that, gets me to take him to a family dinner, which I wasn't invited to. And then says, you know, oh, I won't be long if you just want to like wait around the park, like in the car, and then come get me when I'm ready. So, comes out with a plate of food, and it was fish, something like that, and we get back. A little while after, I pulled it out of the fridge because I was hungry, and I was like, oh, I'm going to have this. And as I'm eating it, it's sort of weirdness, do you know what I mean? And I did not even realise this at the time until other pieces later on kind of added up for me. And he sort of took it off me before I was finished and said, oh, you know, don't eat any more of that sort of thing. But yeah, I am pretty certain that there was something in there. There was a full military grade interrogation that he did on me, where kept me awake for an entire night. So I don't know, something close to 30, 40 hours, something like this. So I was pretty much delirious, and just wouldn't let me sleep. It was insane. Was interrogating me aggressively, like, well, tell me why that is, and you know, what did you say, or what was this? And So tell me who said this. Just really invasive, and I think being whittled down, no sleep, still traumatized, obviously. So, I mean, this was like full on. Afterwards, couldn't even believe some of the stuff that he got out of me. Like, I just couldn't even believe it. These are things I would never tell anyone. Things that are completely personal that, I don't know if anyone's ever been through the same thing, but it's very manipulative in the sense that when you don't answer correctly, you're berated with, you end up being the one who's being attacked, and then you fly into the defense, and it's really, really structured, and no one would kind of pick up on that until later on, like looking back on it. Sleep deprivation is a major, major key for this kind of abuse. I'm not going to lie, sleep deprivation is really high up there. If they can disrupt your sleep, that's when your body's not healing itself properly, so you're not coherent, like you should be. And then even at a higher level, when we sleep, we kind of drop our bodies and we go traveling, connecting, with all sorts of, like our soul tribe or journeying, anyone who sort of knows anything about that. So I just had to cough. Gets it totally. And you're not going to be functioning properly. You're going to be making mistakes, accidents. Yeah, very dangerous, extremely dangerous when your sleep is affected. If you've looked up any sleep studies that have been done, I remember seeing something years ago on sleep torture where they deprive people of sleep and you see what happens. It's really scary. So, on top of that, when I am dropping my body, I've done a lot of research into, how do I put it? I've had to. When you have a psychic spy, I want to call it, when someone's connected to you consciously or someone's psychically spying on you, whether it's remote viewing, you kind of, if you're tuned into that kind of thing, you notice it immediately. So Paul was connected to me, psychically or consciously, whatever you want to say, in 2019, as I've said before. And I'm going to do a whole separate video elaborating on all of that research, because I think it's very beneficial for people if anyone else goes through this, to kind of recognize what's happening to you and know how to work around it. Because these kind of tactics, their main goal, obviously, is suicide. Very hard to handle. Extremely hard to deal with. And there definitely are ways to cope. And this is the reason I kind of lasted this long, is find the ways that you need to cope. And do not beat yourself up over anything. If you need to cope to process things, do that. But always maintain control of yourself. Because the second you let go of that control, like I said, they're vultures and they will just swoop in. So, having said that and gone totally off the track that I wanted to stay on, some other weird stuff was, I do believe he was letting people into my house when I wasn't there, which was very rare. I wasn't in a great financial position, being a single mum, and this person came into my house, brought literally nothing to the table, left me with debt, not much, $1,500 or something, but while he was there, basically just, put me position. You know, I mean, what kind of scumbag does that to a single mum? Like, for one, let alone all the other stuff on top of that. So I do think he was letting people into my house. There was weird things, you know, going on that led me to believe that. There was even talk on my channel, or psychically, that I don't even know. It could be total rubbish. I'm going to say it anyway. But there was talk that someone was cooking meth in my oven, something like that. So whether or not they say these things to kind of freak you out and maybe have you come out and say something stupid, do you know what I mean, to discredit you. So I'm just going to make it really clear now, before that happens, that, you know, anything is up for grabs at this point. Anything. The amount of deception and manipulation that I've been under, anything's up for grabs. Like, I've even woken up and thought, I'm on a different planet. Like, this cannot be my home planet. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are not people that do this kind of thing. And certainly not this, obviously stupid. So there was one day where I got up and I've got this large mirror in the lounge room near my pole. And right in front of me, I guess I was distracted, but he kind of like goes over and starts cleaning the mirror, like with his jumper sleeve. So later on, hearing on my channel something about he had the mirror out on the ground and there was like drugs and this kind of stuff, I don't know. So that could be total rubbish too. Yeah, I really hope people understand how fucking frustrating this is to have to sit here and talk about this feral shit. You know, this is my life now. Like, for real. That is probably the most, the most frustrating thing. But this is what it is now, and this is the way it has to be. Obviously, I would have hoped to get to a point where I could talk about all the, the wisdom that I've been channeling and stuff like that I've been trying to write down before it gets snatched. Because the second, and anyone who does like channeling, taps into the quantum field or channels their higher being or channels anything, right, will know that the second you get a message come through, like, just picture this, pole's there, psychics by, immediately grabbing it and relaying it onto them. So I don't even get an opportunity. Like, I couldn't even sit down and write my own book. You know what I mean? Because everything that comes through my mind is being snatched. And this is so ridiculous, and I completely understand, like, how insane this sounds, because it sounds insane to me too. Absolutely. It is insane. It is fucking point blank insane, alright? That this stuff, that people would actually do this stuff, but it is what it is, and this is my world now, and moving forward, So there was another interesting piece of information where I think somebody he was connected with was living in the neighbourhood. There were girls all around the neighbourhood. I do believe they're working girls, and trash, if you ask me. Like, any piece of shit that comes towards a mum and a child and puts them in this kind of position, you're trash. You are dirt. I'm sorry. I have actually worked in the industry myself before, triple X massage, and I'm not going to hide anything. I don't care. I'm completely open for anyone who wants to view me. That is not my identity. That was a small portion of my life where I did something, different, okay? I don't really have to divulge, my sensuality to anybody. That's not the point. The point is, never have I come towards anybody, ever, in that way, and never have I taken from anybody. never shit on anybody. So I'm sorry, but that gives you the classification of dirt. You are fucking dirt, alright? And for people who don't kind of grasp it, this is war for me. This is war. This was war on my son's life, and other children's lives as well. Not to mention the billions of people that have been manipulated and lied to about this. So there was this weird thing with the jacket that I have hanging on the back of my door. You know, I have a few coats there and umbrellas, whatever. And he specifically pulls one out and says, "Oh no, wear this one." Didn't think anything of it once again. Until later on I'm hearing, you know, some dialogue going on that somebody was wearing that jacket. So this is where it gets really like weird. And there's many other pieces. And the only reason I'm doing this now is because I have the pieces to this puzzle, right? And other people have the other pieces. So I'm just hoping that this fits for anyone who needs it to I don't even know what. Free themselves. I don't know. I don't know. I should have just stopped at the pieces fit because I really don't know. There's another time where, okay, I'll get to that later because that's when I wanted him to leave. When I'm talking about these other people that I think he was in communication with, see, I don't even know. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if I were to find out some of these finer details of some of the stuff that he did to me, yeah, I don't even know. Like, there was a night where we're in the bedroom and not doing anything. He's looking like at my face and stuff, and then someone says, like, in his ear, see, I was hearing his dialogues as well. I don't think he actually realised that I was clearly hearing his dialogues. I think being a channel, you're kind of open to pick up whatever you want to pick up, right? So I'm hearing a male voice say to him, "How perfect is this girl's neck?" That is verbatim. The look on his face was not impressed. Almost like, yeah, I mean, here's someone who's come towards me, I think I can trust, or I think is actually, you know, and I'm sensing this completely different vibe from him, like almost jealousy, which was really weird. And I don't think it was until that moment that I realised that. I thought, no, there's something going on here, like there's something more. So then he proceeds to work his way down, like just touching, you know, nothing sus, just like, well, not on my end, just touching like down to my stomach and stuff. And I'm hearing someone say, "Oh, such and such is going to guide you through this." So he was doing something to my, whether it was energy body, attachments, I don't know. But shortly after, my neck started pulling, feeling like someone's pulling like on my neck. All sorts of other stuff. The eyes, specifically the eyes, hair every day. Every day someone is pulling at my hair, particularly on the right side. They talk about that too on my channel. Attack the right side because that's the side she wears her hair parted. mean, these people are just dirt, like actual dirt. I don't even know who's got time to sit around and fuck with people like this and do this kind of shit to people, because I can tell you now, there's a lot of people out there who are more interested in creating things instead of destroying things. So I heard him having conversations while I was apparently asleep in bed. It was morning. I was kind of like waking, so yeah, kind of where he thinks I'm sleeping, he's having these conversations. So whether or not he was sitting out the front of the house with a female or he was talking on the phone, I couldn't see. I didn't visually see, but I heard clearly, very clearly, the dialogue. And some female, and he's saying, Sarah, I presume. I'm going to quote it exactly as normal. Sarah, I presume. And she's like, my name's really not Sarah, it's... And then she muttered something, and I can't actually recall that. So yeah, I will be mentioning any fucking names that I do know. And then he said, oh, why Sarah? And she says, oh, it's a name that gets thrown around a lot. And they're having a conversation, and at one point he says to her, oh, this kid reminds me of my son, And she says, I've got this written down as a quote, like, this is unbelievable. She says, oh, it's not going to get in the way of what you have to do, is it? Yeah, this is my son. This is my child. My baby boy. Another part of the conversation was, he's saying, oh, something to the effect of, something about my appearance, it's not what you think or whatever, and she replies with, yeah, no, I just don't think she's very attractive, something like that. I just don't find her attractive at all. Just this person is a worm, all right, a freaking worm. Just the tone of its voice as well is so insidious. So there was another conversation with a female. And she sort of starts up the conversation by saying, oh yeah, I started pole dancing like this girl. And actually references to, certain places. And, nah, I'm not gonna bring this up. This girl is dirt, alright? Actual dirt. So she's dissing, basically me, and like, this is just crazy. This is sort of stuff, these are conversations I don't have, alright? I don't sit around trolling on people, bringing people down. Like, I just don't get this, and that is why this pisses me off so much to have to do this way. But I don't really have a choice at this point. I've been completely discredited, and obviously mental health's on my tail. So this is what's happening now, and this is where I'm at. Yeah, he asked her, "Oh, what'd you buy with the money I gave you?" And she goes on telling him she bought I think something about a BMW, bright yellow. And she says, "Oh, you know, this girl's favourite colour, because I don't wear yellow. I don't hate it. I don't even know how they knew that information, to be honest. This is just weird, like really weird. But yeah, as a rule, I don't really wear yellow with my skin tone, so that was really strange. And even stranger is one morning he kind of rips me out of bed and decides to drive me to the beach. And lo and behold, while we're sitting there in the car park, a yellow, what looked like an older style BMW rolls right by us with two girls in it, looking, like staring at us. So, you know, pieces fitting here, and if I had known anything, I mean, you can't even imagine, like, what I would have done if I had known at the time. And the other piece to that puzzle, definitely for me, is I've heard him on the phone previous to this, talking to a male about this kind of same thing. And this guy is saying to him, he knew that, like, I was walking around in the house and that he was standing on the veranda talking. And the guy wasn't on speaker, but obviously when you're, like, you know, tapped in, you hear a lot more than people expect you to. So this guy's saying to him, the first thing I heard as I came out was Nigel saying, this girl can't even do her shopping. Because there was a moment where I walked through Woolworths and filled up my trolley with shopping. I can't even do this. Because, you know, I was paying for everything. And I sort of said to him, you know, can you get this, maybe? And he's like, yep, that's all good. Filled up my whole trolley, like, with shopping, normal shopping, you know. And get to the counter, and yeah, he didn't have anything. He said, no, I can't, and I had to put the whole trolley back, you know. So, this is the sort of dirt, alright? This is why this is just so hard. And it's not because of you, like, when you're a parent, you'll get it. It's like the shame and disgrace that someone puts on your kids that way. Like, you don't treat my kids like that. Sorry. You don't fucking treat my kids like that. Ever. So back to the conversation. He's saying this girl can't even do her shopping. And this guy goes, well, what'd you do with the money you made off her? And he proceeds to say, I gave it to Sarah to set up a page to look like this girl. So do with that what you will, because I cannot find this freaking page. I don't even know who this person is. I have a few ideas of people named with that name that I've met in the past, and that's it. Like, I don't even know who this person is. And obviously have been blocked from all of this. I haven't heard 1 second of this communication. So I don't even know if it's going on telepathically at this point. I do not know where this podcast is, where this YouTube channel is, where this person is voicing all this and disgracing us. Like, I don't know. I've looked up every different combination of words that I can find to try and find it, locate it, because I tell you what, if I knew exactly where to go, it's game over. And I've obviously been blocked all access from it because I cannot find it anywhere. and I've never heard a word of it except for when people pull up in the car next to me and they're laughing and carrying on, and I can hear this feral's voice in the background, and I can hear my name being mentioned. I can hear my son's name being mentioned by people. My son's name that don't know him. So yeah. I'm probably going to leave it there for a second.